All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of PETx Connect. I'm your host, Wayne. Wayne, with the plan, the man with the plan. This month has been like a recap on social media. But 2 months ago, we talked about why we should use social media. This month is more so about how to use it, because we want to know if we're going to post on Instagram, if we're going to post on TikTok, if we're going to post on Facebook. One, we need to understand the audience that we have and why we are posting what we post, when we post it, and how we post it. First and foremost, I tell a lot of pet professionals that are asking questions about social media is like, first, you can't try not to look at it as another job, even though it requires a lot of work. Have fun with it. Okay. Because if you're going to look at it as a job, hire somebody to do it as a job. But you, as the professional, as the leader, you need to have fun with it. Be able to show your personality, show who you are, be able to let everybody know like this is what you love to do and your passion in it, right? Now, as we get into it, last week we wanted to touch more so on the mindset of being able to understand the value of posting with purpose, because some people will just post a post. And if you're going to post a post, then, it is what it is. You're going to, you're throwing wet noodles at the wall and seeing what sticks. And we all know a phrase that goes the similar way, but it's not a noodle. Um, but if we're going to do it with intention, we want to make sure that intentionally we are telling people what we want out of what we post. So whether it be to join my community or follow, share, like, subscribe, um, book an appointment, buy a ticket if it's an event or something like that. We want to make sure that there is some type of message that is being displayed in the type of content that we are posting, right? Now, this week, it's a YouTube is going to be a huge one. YouTube is going to be next week. But it all ties in together when it comes down to the platforms that we use. But this week is more so going to be about Instagram and TikTok. And it's more so understanding like stop just scrolling on it, but start getting seen on Instagram and TikTok. Your content does not have to go viral. It just has to make the right person stop, care, and trust you and remember your business. A lot of us will have the goal of going viral and having a million views and having a million likes and all of this stuff. And as great as it sounds, I've had videos, and mind you, you could go on Instagram and you could go on TikTok, you could go on Facebook and see that there are high viewed videos. That does not necessarily mean that you made a lot of money off of it. There are plenty of videos that I've posted that have gotten six-figure views, but I didn't see a dime because some of those videos, some people are just scrolling. Some people are just getting on, getting off. They may engage, they may not engage. They might like it, they may not like it. Those views don't equate to the engagement that's necessary for people to see that this is something that needs to be pushed out on these platforms. So if your goal is to make money off of it, then you need to understand the audience that you have or the audience that you want that is watching your videos and entertaining your people, your tribe, your community. So if it took if I took your business name and your logo off of your social media today, will people still know the content came from you? That's something to think about because that's the difference between posting content and building a brand. A lot of people don't understand that if you are your brand, what you post, your mission, your vision, who you stand for, your passion, the things that you want out of life, the things that you want out of your business is all part of building your brand because you are what makes your business. You are what makes your brand. So a lot of people are just posting cute dogs, finishing grooms, or availability, flyers, trending sounds. And granted, no lie, I fall into it too. excuse me, I fall into it too because sometimes that's just what people want to see. They don't necessarily want to be educated, or they don't necessarily want to be told what to do, or they don't necessarily want to be told what, why, or how to brush and comb their dogs, or what the reason why we tell. Now, if you get on them about it, if somehow you invoke emotion, then they're going to feel some type of way. So that's when the engagement goes up. Or if you show a matted dog, then that's when the engagement goes up. Or you show something that nobody has done before or don't see often, and that's when the engagement goes up. It's that moment where you're going against the grain, essentially. And from that, that's why your views go up. That's why your engagement goes up. But everybody is trying to post things and seeing where it lands. And the challenge is not simply just getting content online. The challenge is when I asked it last week, how do I get people to book without saying book an appointment? How do I get people to buy without saying buy this product? How do I get people to say, book me for training services without saying book me for training services? Sometimes the subliminal in it causes people to do the thing that you want them to do rather than just outright saying, do this thing. Because granted, some people, you will tell them to brush and comb till you blue in the face and they won't do it. But the moment you don't say do it and you charge them, or you switch up, or you don't take their appointment, or some way, somehow, there's something different about your normalcy and their interaction, then they're like, maybe I should brush and comb my dog. But you have to say it in a different way as opposed to just saying brush and comb your dog. Because some people, we all know those people. Anyway, you don't need everybody's attention. You just need the right people's attention. We talked about that because a lot of people, you can have brands that are looking at your businesses or companies that are looking at your businesses. They may not look at the amount of followers that you have, but they're looking more so at the engagement, because you can have 1 million followers, but if you're only getting 10 likes on your pictures, then that's not something that they want to see or really care about. But if you have 100 followers and every time you post something, you're getting 75, 80, 90 likes or 90 comments on it, shares on every single post, then that's what people want to see, because at that point in time, you've built a brand that people care about. You built a brand that people trust. You've built a brand that people know and associate with. And it's just a matter of continuously building off of that, because we're in the trust business. We're in the trust service. And as long as we build trust through pet professionals, we build trust through pet parents, we build trust through pet companies. Now people know us. And it's all about who we know, because as long as people know that we are trustworthy people in this industry, because what we're doing is we literally have lives in our hands. And as long as we educate ourselves and surround ourselves with the right people, then our business grows, our brand grows, because people are going to tell other people about the experience that they had with you. But when you come down, when it's posting, you have to be intentional about what you post, how you post it, when you post it, because especially on different platforms, because they all have different jobs, right? All right. So going back to Instagram, think about brand, trust, and relationship. So people may find you and then use Instagram to investigate. Now, what does your work look like? Or what kind of business are you working on? Or what's your personality? Or are you professional? Do people seem happy, there? Or how do I book? A lot of people are asking these questions, and then TikTok is more so discovery, personality, and conversation. So TikTok gives you the opportunity to reach people who have never made like searched you or seen you before or anything like that. Like TikTok will connect you with people who are simply just scrolling on the internet, and then now you might have built a lifelong relationship with this person, right? You would have never seen this person if it wasn't for TikTok, because Instagram is more so going to keep you around certain people. Facebook is going to keep you around certain people, but TikTok really connects you with people all over the world as well. Now, that means more conversations. more opinions, more entertainment, more education, and more personality driven content. Now, TikTok can introduce you, but Instagram is going to help people investigate you because Instagram is going to be more so your brand, but TikTok is going to be more so entertainment. Now, understanding when you do post how to keep people's attention. All right. A hook is the reason why someone decides that your content is worth another few seconds of their life. We're so we're in this generation of immediate satisfaction. So everybody wants to be satisfied immediately. So if it doesn't capture my attention right then and there, then I'm just going to keep going. So if you, for whatever reason, if you capture my attention in the first 3 to 4 seconds, 5 seconds even, after that, the algorithm or the platform will say, let's go ahead and keep pushing it out. Let's go ahead and keep pushing it to the next person because clearly this person has something that other people want to watch. Love Goldberg says, how important is having an Instagram 1 to 10? I would say it's a 10. It's important. So the top three, it really depends on what your goals are and what your audience is, right? Now, if you're more so in front of the camera and trending sounds and dancing and doing all different things, then TikTok may be your best bet at building an audience. But when it's more so using Instagram as a portfolio, using Instagram as a brand, a brand building or a folder in a sense, then you want to use Instagram in that part. But if it really depends on what your goals are there. I will say that it is very important to have an Instagram because people will find, if they don't find you on Facebook, they're going to find you on Instagram. If they don't find you on TikTok, they're going to find you on Instagram. Some way, somehow, they're going to find you on Instagram, but it's just it's another thing to manage. So then that way you're able to grow your business and grow your brand. So I would say it is very important to have it because everybody's on Instagram. If almost everybody's on Instagram. To me, that was one of the first platforms that I have grown, which is wild because Facebook and TikTok has more followers than my Instagram, but I've had my Instagram longest out of all three of those, but it is a matter of the type of content that's on there. So more videos or video form is going to be on TikTok and Facebook. More pictures are going to be on Instagram. A lot of people will want to see they want to see your portfolio. They want to see your before and afters. They want to see the type of grooms that you do or the type of grooms that you do often, grooming specifically. And that's where Instagram comes in as a portfolio. The entertainment is going to be on TikTok and Facebook. So using it as understanding by like using it as your portfolio is going to be good. But again, it really depends on what you're using it for and the audience that you have. So more like lifestyle and personal brand, people who are going to be in front of the camera and share their lives and talk about their lifestyle and things like that. Then you have a different set of audience, there. But you got to use it correctly, but that's all it is just understanding how to use it. I'm pretty active on Facebook and TikTok, not so much Instagram. I can definitely use it as a portfolio for sure. Start with pictures, or some of your older videos on TikTok and Facebook, just reuse it on your Instagram because it's okay to post old videos and old pictures from those platforms, reusing it on your Instagram and start catching that up because it gives people it gives you consistent content, but then it also gives people the opportunity to see what you started off with, how you started, how you did, and how you're doing it now. And it's just a matter of reutilizing, recycling all of that content because it's all there. You already have it there. It's already uploaded. It's already there. Just put it on Instagram. So a hook again is a reason that somebody decides that your content is worth another few seconds of their life. Now you don't always need, hey guys, welcome back. Get into the idea. We more so is today I'm going to talk to you about brushing. No. If your doodle keeps matting, even though you're brushing, this might be why. Just something that simple will get people to start thinking like, oh, I do brush my dog, but it keeps matting. So I need to keep listening. It's something, bring it, you have to figure out the psychology of people when it comes down to how to keep their attention, right? Because you can call if somebody feels like they're being called out, they're gonna stick around. Because why are you talking about me? Because you must want to start trouble. So if I feel like you're talking about me, then I'm going to stick around, right? And if you have a doodle and your doodle keeps matting, but you're brushing, then yeah, you're literally talking about me. Like yes, rage or clickbait. It has to be rage baiting 1000%. You want people to stick around these days, you have to rage bait them for some way, somehow, at least in the first 6 seconds. And in that way, you could be like, I'm just playing y'all. Let me tell y'all while I'm really here. And from there, it's like, all right, hi, you have a sense of humor. I almost reported you, but it is what it is. You just got to keep going. Let me see some examples for hooks. For groomers, your groomer isn't trying to shave your dog. Here are 3 things I wish every doodle owner would know. And I know if you have a doodle, it's going to be doodle heavy because that's where a lot of most of some of the problems that we see in the industry come from. For pet sitters, let me see. Before you leave your dog with a pet sitter, ask these 3 questions. Something like that. Get them to start thinking, right? Trainers, your dog might not be stubborn. You may be rewarding the wrong behavior. Get them to start thinking. You want people to start thinking these days because otherwise it's just going to be just doomless scrolling and they're just going to keep going because you don't have their attention, but you have to call them out some way, somehow to get them to think, right? For veterinary professionals, like this is something pet owners wait too long to address. What do I wait too long to address? Because clearly you're talking about me because I'm a pet owner. So I need to know what am I waiting? Because everybody don't call people out, but they want to be called out some way, somehow. That's the formula that's going to keep people on your content, right? So problem plus curiosity plus relevance. Stop making commercials, first and foremost. This is important because I had to realize, like, even with like a lot of the businesses that I work with, I don't want my page to be one of those pages. Now, it works very, very, very well for a lot of people, especially those who are constantly getting things, especially on like TikTok, depending on the platform that you're using. Um, you don't have to be one of those pages who are constantly selling something. Now, if you end with the CTA as far as like, hey, book this appointment, buy this product, XYZ, show people that you're using it, great. But it doesn't necessarily have to be like a sales page. People do get tired of that depending on the type of content that you're selling or the type of things that you're doing in the videos. Now, it is important because a lot of small businesses turn to social media, turns every social media post into like a book now, available appointments, call today, 20% off. It's not really a strategy. You want to be able to educate, entertain, connect, and convert. Now, not every post needs to sell directly. Again, how do we say the thing that we want them to say, or how do we get them to think the way that we want them to think without actually saying the thing? Because we want you to book, we want you to share, we want you to like, we want you to comment, we want you to engage, but I also want to educate, I want to entertain, I want to connect, and I want you to convert, but without the straightforward do the thing, right? And a lot of content these days will make people laugh, learn, relate, comment, and trust, and ultimately remember you. But you have to know that you can't build a relationship with just an audience if every conversation starts with a buy something. You have to lead with intentionality when it comes down to your content. And when you do that on Instagram, um, it may not go over so well like it would with TikTok, because TikTok is more so storytelling, entertainment, branding, when it comes down to like telling your story behind your brand. Instagram is more so, just showing your brand off, where you came from, or what you're doing today, or keeping them updated with where your brand is going and things like that. Again, understanding what platform is for which type of audience or what type of content that you are posting. So let's see. We're almost there. Almost done. Show personality without losing professionalism. That is a big one. A lot of people will lose professionalism when they try to start showing personality, because they feel like it does show your authentic side, but a lot of people, or where you're going, or the people that you're trying to impress, or the people that you want attention from may not necessarily like that part, right? And again, it's all about audience. It's all about who you are trying to lead. It's all about who you're trying to educate, who you're trying to entertain. Now, I don't want you to think that being professional means boring. You can be very professional and be entertained, and or be entertaining, be enlightening, be funny, be engaging. You can very much so be professional at the same time. And then also being authentic doesn't necessarily mean posting about absolutely everything. All right. So you have to know what works for you when it comes down to it. Yes, show your personality, but also be professional because we're running a business. Yes, be authentic, but you don't also have to be extremely vulnerable to every single body, you know? Because there are certain things that are going on in your life that everybody doesn't necessarily need to know, but they still need to know, especially when it comes down to business, that or your business, that you love what you do. You're here for a reason. You do educate yourself. You go above and beyond. You love your clients. You educate yourself. You entertain your clients. You take care of them. You think about them. You put them first. Things like that. Like, there are so many different ways to be authentic, your authentic self, without giving up yourself over social media as well. Because again, all of it ties down to the type of audience that you want. You want people to be nosy, or you want people to support your business, right? If you're building a lifestyle type of content page, then sure, do that over here. But when it comes down to your business page, you want people to know that you are a business professional. You are running a business. You are doing the thing that sustains your lifestyle. And with that, that comes with being professional on that page. Try not to let that try not to let that leak over, because people are going to get confused about how to support you, right? And they're not going to book, or they're not going to buy, or they're not going to do the thing that you want them to do, unless that's the audience that, is used to doing that thing. But a lot of people will lose their professionalism trying to be personable, or giving too much in their personal life on their professional page. These are your business pages. They are able to switch personal, business, creator pages for a reason. So you have to make sure that your business page is on brand with what type of audience and the message that you are telling people. Now, your personality can show through your humor, your opinions, your teaching style, behind the scenes, your values, your reactions, and stories from the business. There are plenty of ways to show your personality. It's just a matter of understanding how to do so in more so a professional way. But always remember that your content is building a reputation. All right. What does your content say about you? That's the brand that you're building, because you are the brand, right? Your business is a brand, but you are the brand. So understand the difference and the distinction between the two. Now, everybody won't like it, and that's okay. You won't get a million likes on every post. You might get 10 here. You might get 10 likes on the same video. You might get 10 likes on TikTok. You might get 15 on Instagram. You might get 40,000 on Facebook. Again, understand the differences between the two, or between the three, or however many platforms you are posting on. Now, when it comes down to I do want you to go into it with a plan, right? So we were talking, so Instagram and TikTok, I don't necessarily know how the algorithm works on both of them, but I do know that the more attention that you get, of course, and this is with anything, the more attention that you get on either video or either platform or either post, that's what's going to be pushed out on. Now, you have to, you know, your audience. It's just like with anything. There are plenty of metrics platforms that are out there, and what they're going to do is tell you when to post, how to post, what time to post, things like that. When you have the most people on your platform, and when you get the most engagement. Understanding. I forgot the. I did forget the name of it. There is like Metricool. That's what it's called. Metricool. Metricool. I want to say that's what it is. But to get all of your metrics on your social media platforms, so that way you can see. It'll also let you know like what. Yeah, I want to say it's Metricool. You will see when it's, when most of your followers are online, or when it's like a really like high engagement type of time, because some people may post at 10 o'clock and get more engagement from that 10 o'clock post rather than posting at like 8 o'clock or 7:30 or something like that, right? So but if you're always asking yourself, like, what do I post? I know we talked about that as well. You have to have different content pillars when it comes down to it. So, like on Instagram, you might have your before and after. You might have your education. You also have your, you know, before and after transformations. Your It's like it goes either way. So like a lot of my videos, and also a lot of my followers are other pet professionals, right? And I can only use this from example. So like if I do like a relatable video that other groomers might go through, then I will get a lot of attention because my followers are other groomers, right? Now, same thing with matting, same thing. So a lot of it is relatable content because we all kind of go through it, right? So the dog's peeing and pooping on the tables or getting bit or acting out. You have the Yorkies who are biting everybody's ankles, things like that. Like that's relatable content. So yes, they're going to be more higher engagement because that's what everybody kind of relates to when it comes down to your posts. So you'll tend to see that across the board, but also more using Instagram again as a portfolio. You have more pictures or before and afters. You will rarely see like before and after pictures on TikTok because it's more so a video platform. They are comparing themselves or really trying to compete with YouTube to keep people on that platform. So of course the different upgrades that they have, they will have it in a way where it's trying to keep you on there as long as possible, right? And what you want to do is, I think teasers are best, especially if you're trying to transition into YouTube as well, because eventually we don't know how long it's going to last with TikTok, right? But if you're going to transition into YouTube, have teasers on there that kind of funnels them to your YouTube page as well, because that's where a lot of your long form videos is going to come from. And people, unless it's like you're an extreme like storyteller, like you're a really, really good storyteller, people already get on YouTube with the mindset of long form video, right? People get on TikTok not necessarily with the mindset of long form video. They're on TikTok for immediate satisfaction. They want to be shown how to do something, the cooking video, how to get your next 10 clients, they will use TikTok as like as a Google. Whereas YouTube used to be the Google, but YouTube has the longer videos. The more shorter videos are going to be on TikTok. That's just getting straight to the point. And again, none of that you don't get on Instagram to try to figure out how to do something. You get on TikTok and you get on YouTube to figure out how to do something. You get on Instagram to try, to have the aesthetics, to get people to understand, like, hey, take my brand serious or take my business serious type of deal. So understanding like the different types of content that will go on either. And again, I still haven't like really cracked the code on trying to, remember I told y'all last week I put that post on Facebook to where it was like I just wanted to see how much engagement I got off of it, which I need to be more consistent with just doing stuff like that. Is post a picture of your dog and I'll tell you what type of content, or excuse me, I'll tell you what type of products I recommend, like a brush and comb. I will let you know. A good number of people did comment on it, which was surprising, but I know if I was more consistent with that, then I feel like, it would be better on that. Because I feel like the conversations need to be had on Facebook. Showing how my brand operates is on Instagram. Entertainment and education is on TikTok. So that's what I see when it comes down to the brand that's built, and the type of content that works for each of those platforms. So, all in all, the main goal is to build trust. So showing your clients' experiences, different handling skills, or showing that you love what you do again, and your reviews, even across the board, even on TikTok and Instagram. That's what's going to build trust with the people that are following you, and it's going to share people. Excuse me, people are going to share it. People are going to engage with it. People are going to like it. People are going to know that you are a trustworthy business in order for them to continue to, follow you and be part of your journey. I'm not sure how everybody is with storytelling. That's why I was telling you, D. I was like, look, you can't, you want to be on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram. You want to be on YouTube, but you got to know how to tell a story and you got to be in front of the camera. Now, it's hard. Like some of the people that I see do it, I give kudos to them because, like, you have to know how to tell a good story.
Just need a good script.
Yeah, you need a
Mhm.
good, and but people are nosy too at the same time. So people are they want to know. They want to know the grittiness of whatever it is. The thing that they can go back and be like, "Ooh, girl, did you hear that?" Something that they can share to somebody else. Now, if there are plenty of, I forget his name again. I forget his name just that quick. But there's a really good storyteller on there who kind of goes through it. He starts off all of his videos. I don't know if you saw it, like, let's say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a problem, or Bobby Johnson had a problem. Wayne Hartley had a problem, but that right there, what was the problem? That's a hook. What was the problem? That keeps people engaged for that first few seconds. And even from there, it goes into storytelling, because now you're engaged, you're hooked. And even from there, he's built a platform of storytelling and telling people different things. So, or about people's lives, right? So when it comes down to your business, whether it be, and honestly, that might be more so depending on, again, your followers on Instagram, it will be widely accepted on TikTok because, again, people want to know, if I'm scrolling, why should I stop and give you more time on your page? Or what are you talking about that I need to be able to, relate to, essentially? So, imagine you started off a video, if you're grooming, and you started off a video with when she first started coming here, she couldn't tolerate having her feet handled. 3 appointments later, look at her now. Now we have, again, the problem, the process, the emotion, and the results. Something like that is like, all right, oh, now even from that, and it's, again, you started here when the dog started coming. She didn't want her feet touched. She was probably wiggly. She was probably biting. She was nervous. She was anxious, whatever the case may be. She probably had a traumatic experience somewhere else, but she kept coming here. Now, from there, you can talk about the importance of staying on schedule. You can talk about the importance of starting early. You can talk about being consistent at home. You can talk about, brushing and combing at home, even, or desensitizing them at home. There's so many things from that one thing that you can really start to build content off of. It's just a matter of figuring out how to keep their attention that first few seconds, right? Because there are plenty of people who have dogs who get shaved down, who don't like their feet touched, don't like their faces touched, don't like to be handled, don't want to be on the table. They're anxious. They're not used to being combed and brushed. They first thing that as soon as they come in, they start peeing and pooping. This dog used to pee and poop as soon as they walk in through my door. Now they can walk in confidently and go play with the other dogs. You know, people people want to know these things. They want to know the transformations and the experiences that other people have had, and that can actually go really well on both platforms. It's just a matter of how you word it, and your caption is important too. But as long as you have a structure in your story to where it gives the before, the challenge, what we did, the results, the lesson from it, because again, we're showing the problem, or we're explaining the problem, or what was the problem. We are inviting you to be part of this journey through the process. And during that time, I'm invoking your emotions on how to, one, because it's already, we had to build trust with this. We had to build trust with the pet parent. We had to build trust with the pets. And it's all emotional. It's all energy. All right. So there was a lot of emotion that went into this process in itself. And how did we get to a better place? How did we get to a better understanding? How did we get to this peaceful state? And from there, now I'm showing you, what is the result of coming consistently, providing a peaceful environment, actually talking to the dog, connecting with the dog. Maybe we went on a walk. Maybe we had a few belly rubs. Maybe we stop every 15 minutes. Maybe I distract them with a lick mat. Maybe I don't know, but there is something that happens during that process that emotionally you have created a safe space for this dog to be comfortable with your services. And people are going to want to know how to do that. And through that, you have to have an inviting story. People want to know. People are innately nosy. Okay. We are nosy people. Okay. You just have to know how to tell the right story to keep their attention. And from there, that's how you build up your social media platforms, right? Let's see. And last but not least, um, one thing I do see a lot of people doing, and I can be better. I could do better at it. I just have to put it on my calendar. Like I tell y'all, put it on your calendar for the next 30 minutes. Go through all of your social media platforms and engage with people. Engagement is a two-way street, right? We will post things and disappear. We'll get off, but social media is supposed to be social. It's literally in the word. So on Instagram, make sure you are engaging with your people, follow them back, engage on their post, add their post to the stories or whatever the case may be. Same thing with TikTok. TikTok is more so, they may ask more questions on TikTok. They may want longer form answers. Or now that everybody is using like the GIFs or pictures, now it's like, all right, from there, we're going to communicate a little more. We're going to show that we have personality, but encourage people to reply, encourage people to engage or ask questions, comment on local businesses, on other businesses pages, because one, if you comment, more than likely, if you comment on somebody else's page, they're going to click on your page to see your content too. And I do that more on TikTok than I do that more on Instagram. So it might be something on TikTok for you to really see what your engagement looks like, because you can increase your engagement by following, sharing, liking, commenting on other people's stuff, because people are going to do that to you the more they see you on other people's pages and on other people's posts as well. Start conversations, when it's appropriate. Start asking questions on different people's posts and see how that grows your following, how that grows your audience as well. So that is all. I hope this has helped. So just to bring you all back to the main point, you don't need to become influencers. You just need to be recognizable. You need people to know who you are, what you stand for, what you do, how to trust you. They need to understand who you are, like plain and simple, and be memorable. Make them remember you some way, somehow. Now, you need the right people to understand what you do, trust how you do it, and remember who you are. That is it. Okay. So stop creating content just because the algorithm wants content. Create content because your business needs visibility, trust, authority, and relationships. And remember, uh, you have to trust is everything. Trust is everything in this business. Trust is everything in this career. Trust is everything in everything that you do in this industry. But you have to make sure that you put out the content intentionally to earn that trust. Don't just expect it to happen. You have to make sure that you earn it. Okay. Because people want to know that they can trust you, they can follow you, they can hold on to your words, whether it be through, teaching about business, whether it be through referring clients, referring other pet professionals, referring products, or just being able to connect with other businesses and things like that, because your word is your bond. And if there is no trust, then there is no business. Okay. Okay. Next week is going to be really cool because we're going to get on YouTube, and I'm excited to see how my YouTube is getting optimized. So that way it brings in more followers, because right now we're at a steady, I want to say like 43. Okay. And I'm excited about that 43 because it used to be 0. So I'm excited about that 43. So it just goes up from here. Now, it has to keep going up from here. Okay, just make sure y'all
It's Pet Lena.
follow the page. Please and thank you.
Pet
But
Lenta.
no, it's the PETx network, the PETx network YouTube. So next week, definitely set your alarms for Wednesday at 8. We're going to be talking about YouTube, the long-term content play for pet professionals. Okay, thank you for following. I appreciate it. We're trying to get our followers up on YouTube as well. Okay, there's a lot that's actually going to be on YouTube, so I'm really excited about that. Just to close, Instagram and TikTok can help someone discover you today, but what if a video you create a month could still be introducing clients to your business a year from now? That is something. Okay, do it. The Velvet Paw grooming. Do it. Start your YouTube page, because I see people now. I'm like, look, first and foremost, when I get on YouTube and I see that people have gotten like 700,000 views in like 4 days, I think that that's wild. But then when you see videos that was posted 4 years ago and they're at 2 million, 5 million, 14 million, whatever, I'm like, huh, how do we do that? Because those people are creating a legacy of the information or education that they're putting out, no matter what it is, right? So how do we do that as a people? And hopefully we'll have that answer next week. So I will see you all